Slatty! All right, hold on.
We were bike dirt tires.
The edges don't matter too much for me. The better you get it, the easier it is, but it's not going to matter.
On the right road. Just had the wrong wheel. But I see you back in town.
Hey, welcome to Shop Time. My name is Patrick Tipton. I love to come out to my shop and restore cool things like this 1942 Ford GPW World War II Jeep. So let me show you what I've been up to.
Tom's 42 GPW is not quite finished, but I had to get it out of the shop because Pat D, my buddy, was having trouble with his slat grill.
All right, hold on. I think you should go back. I'll go that way. I'm going to drive. Just hold on. Yeah. All right.
What better use for a World War II Jeep than to tow another one? Work like a champ.
Right, so it's ready.
There, 55. This is like one of the first rebuilds that they did of these Jeeps.
Love the history. Look at this rebuild tag from Roots in Manchester, England. Rebuilt on behalf of the U.S. Army in 1955.
Outside contractor.
Slatty. You unloading, Dennis? You gonna get it off? Look at this slat grill. It looks good.
So slat grills get their name, as you can probably guess, from the very distinctive grill. This was Willys' original design for the grill, but it is made out of slats or small bars of steel. But ultimately it takes a ton of time to manufacture, and so Ford designed the grill that ultimately went on all Jeeps in World War II except for these early slat grills.
Yeah, this thing is just gonna be, it's gonna go all the way to the end, dude.
Oh, it's like it's fitting on us the wrong way.
So Pat brought his Jeep up because it's got to stumble when it starts. It feels like, and we had an operating theory that we had a broken gear in the transfer case. And so, because we've been into the transmission, we're pretty confident everything's good in there. But we just started checking everything. So we had to get the heavy skid plate off, which is not an easy
Dennis,
job.
do me a favor, would you
and
put
then
this in
look inside the
two-wheel
transfer
high?
case and see what we see.
It should be two-wheel high, right, or no? Oh, okay. Oh, interesting.
Okay, so now the four wheel's out, which is good.
So working on Jeeps is kind of like how science used to be done before the pandemic. You know, you come up with a hypothesis and then you set out to find the truth. Anyway, we had a hypothesis that we had a broken tooth in one of the gears that was causing the little jump. And so we pulled the bottom of the transfer case off and looked through everything. There's a little slop, but not too much. And we checked everything out, went through all of the gears and didn't find anything. So hypothesis disproved.
And see, like if you had a big main leak, a rear main seal leak, it would be leaking out of here, and that will sometimes get on the clutch disc, you know, and on the
Make it slip and stuff.
Right, but there's no oil coming out of there.
No.
Like that's a classic tractor problem.
Right.
And you get it.
At this point, we decided that it was most likely a clutch issue and that we weren't facing catastrophic failure. So the best thing we could do was look a little at the transmission, but button this bad boy back up and put it on the road.
Hey, look, we're one step closer to understanding. Somebody's got to hold. It's that.
The differential?
It's the differential doing its thing. So if you'll hold that, yeah.
Just
somebody,
hold it?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, make Dennis do. Make Dennis do all the work.
So the transmission gears all look good too. So our operating conclusion was, hey, we've got something slipping in the clutch pack for some reason. So let's take this bad boy back out. So we filled everything back up with fluids and got her moving.
Going to gas first? No.
So like I said, we buttoned everything back up, and there's not much better than a nice Jeep ride through some back roads in the rural parts of New Jersey. So we took off, and I sped this up a little bit, but we took off. I drove Pat's Slack Grill, and yeah, no question, there's an unmistakable kind of shudder when you start off, and if you really hammer the throttle in second gear, it'll do it too. Again, I think a clutch, something slipping in the clutch. Not sure why that would be, but we don't think it's going to be a catastrophic failure, so he's going to drive the Jeep for a little while, and we may end up just pulling the transfer case and transmission and checking out the clutch back at some point. But anyway, I'll give you a little music. You can enjoy the ride.
Woke up cold and out of touch. The photos and the memories will never be enough. But if I could...
If you enjoy these videos and would like to support our efforts to bring you great content, consider heading over to www.portrayal.tv and becoming a member. The membership starts at $2.99 a month. And what these subscriptions are going to allow us to do is to hire some help to do things like edit and film and hopefully bring you better and more content. So thanks for considering it.
If I could walk those streets today, would you still feel so far away? Do you remember when I died? Stepped on that airplane and let it take me from your side on the last day of July in a cloudy southern sky. Will the rain ever stop? Will the rain ever stop? Will the rain ever stop? Reminding me of you. Orange Avenue. There was nothing I could do but sit and watch the fire and rain of bullets fall on you. Oh, if God will send his angels down and wash the blood from your cold town. Will the rain ever stop? Will the rain ever stop? Will the rain ever stop? Reminding me of you. Avenue. I'm still drenched from the first time it rained on.
Oh, your lights, oh yeah. One's lighter than the other. Yeah. I understand that.
Well, we had a nice lunch. My starter switch decided to finally give up the ghost, but we made it back after a push start that I didn't get video of. And Pat's been wanting to fill a hole in his dash that was improperly put there many years ago. And so we finally got around to doing it.
I don't know if we're going to get good ground or not. We'll find out very quickly. Yeah, right? The edges don't matter too much. I mean, the better you get it, the easier it is, but it's not going to matter a ton no matter what you do.
Hey, are you alright? They ask. Sitting with
So interestingly enough, it hates the magnet, causes the weld, the part, because it's hot, it's molten plasma, and it's magnetic. And so it goes, really? Yeah. So it's a magnet? Yeah, the magnet, it hates it, so it's a really crappy looking first start of the weld. But
go to my countryside. Take some time, remember the night, sitting by the fire, leaning back, watching the red sky sunset. Let those bare feet sway and swing. Feel that warm breeze in that piece of my mind. My countryside. Sometimes I wonder why I left my home. I fit in here but don't belong. I miss the grass and the soil beneath my feet. Pecan rolls on Sunday morning. I can smell the fresh warm coffee pouring. Though I am far from home, home is not far from me. I can go to my countryside. Take some time, remember nights sitting by the fire, leaning back, watching the red sky sunset. Let those bare feet sway and swing. Feel that warm breeze in that piece of my mind. My countryside.
So as I mentioned earlier, we had to push start my Jeep because the old cheapo Repro starter button failed. Literally the top fell off. So while we were there, I decided to go ahead and fix my little heat riser valve, which wasn't working correctly. And we got that fixed first, and then we replaced the starter switch with a new one that we got from Pete DeBella. And man, did it make a difference.
Here we go.
With my Jeep running good again, we decided to go outside and take advantage of the fact that we had 3 beautiful Jeeps and do a little photo shoot. So we did that. It was great. And then we had to go for a drive, of course. So after making the adjustments last week to the fenders to get everything to fit on Tom's Jeep, it was time to get back to the wiring. And one of the things you had to do is install the blackout wiring for the blackout light there on the fender, which, again, 1942, this Jeep would have shipped from the factory without it. They would have added it as a field modification. And they basically drilled a hole and went through a hat channel and came into the inner fender there. And so you have to fish that thing through. So just used a piece of coat hanger and fished that through and got her all wired up, and then started cleaning up the rest of the wiring on that side. Not too many things left to do, but still a bunch of little details. None of this is particularly hard, but you got things like a little grommet that protects the spark plug wires as they pass through this air cleaner crossover tube, and it just takes a little fiddling to get them all in place. So I have this passenger side fender fitting pretty well, but I still needed to do a little bit more work on it, and while I'm there I figured I might as well flatten out some bends and what have you, and I needed to drill a couple holes. So anyway, it came out pretty good. I touched up most of the paint before I put it back on.
We were bike dirt tires on paved concrete, on the right roads, just had the wrong wheels. But I see you back in town, same shortcut jeans, my head still spins, my heart still feels like riding a bike, just you and I down a long back road, your brown hair blowing in the wind like it did back then. All the teenage summer nights when I loved you, you loved me too. It was so easy, still get that feeling. When our eyes meet, I can hop back on our love like riding a bike, like riding a bike. 'Cause babe, our hands still fit, you still get that smile, and your winding curves still drive me wild, and bring me right back to wishing I didn't have to go, and thinking maybe we should give it one more try tonight. Just take it slow like riding a bike, just you and I down along that road, your brown hair blowing in the wind like I did back then. All the teenage summer nights when I loved you, you loved me too. It was so easy, still get that feeling. When our eyes meet, I can hop back on our love ride. Like riding a bike, like riding, like riding a bike, like riding, like riding a bike, like riding, like.
Hey, well, thank you so much for watching, and particular thanks to all the subscribers. Really makes a difference and is going to help our efforts to continue to expand the programming here. So many thanks for that. And next week, we're going to take this bad boy for a test drive, and then we're going to get back to its rightful owner, Tom, who's been waiting for 20 years to take his bride on a cruise. Hopefully, she'll come out and pick it up, too, and we'll put that on film if we can. So with that, I'm going to say, hey, keep your corners square. Get out in your shop, do something fun, learn something new, and I'll see you again next week. Patrick Tipton, I'm signing off. See ya.